The question is the Florida real estate market going to crash in 2026? We've heard some of these panic points and some of these people recording these videos on doom and gloom and everything. I want to answer that. I'm going to give you a few pointers, and I'm going to be speaking as a local real estate agent right here in the area, in the Central Florida area, to talk about the business, what's going on, what we're seeing with buyers and sellers, and spell a little bit of the myths out and kind of talk through those, okay? My name is Brian Stevens with eXp Realty. Thanks for tuning in. Let's talk about it. The first thing is this. The answer is no, but it's complicated, okay? A full-blown crash, meaning a sharp, widespread drop in prices like we saw back in 2008, and I was part of the market then, is very unlikely in 2026. What we are seeing today is a market that is maturing and shifting from a seller's market to a more buyer balanced market, which is actually healthy, you all. I mean, that's a good thing. We want a healthy, growing, slow, steady market, not some crazy market shifting way off balance for sellers, way off balance for buyers. I can tell you as a local real estate agent in the grind every day, I love a balanced market. Some people will say, well, man, those people are making all the money and this and that. You know what? Here's the thing. It may come in short spurts like that when the market's in balance, but nobody really wins, because when sellers are selling for prices that are way too high, guess what? The buyers that are buying them are upside down for a few years, and that's not a good situation, and vice versa. So we love a balanced market. I love it when it's kind of an even keel type thing. Now, we'll talk more about that point in just a minute, but no, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. It's a healthy evolution in the market, not a collapse. So all you drama people, sorry, not going to get that drama from here. I'm in the business. You can do all the research you want and talk about this and that. Are you in the business every day? Are you talking to buyers and sellers? I am talking to lots of them. So I can tell you right now, nobody's panicking. Everybody's fine. The world's not going to crash. The sky is not falling. So take a chill pill. It's all okay. So the market's not going to crash. Number two is this. We're in a correction, not a crash. In correction, I want to say this in a very mild way too. The industry experts are clear that the market is in an adjustment, and it's very mild, right? From, you may look back at the crash in 2006 to 2009. That was crazy. That was not fun at all. But the data suggests that the steepest part of any downturn that we've had may have already passed, and Florida is moving toward more of a stable and balanced market. So here's what we're seeing. Here's what they're predicting. Again, nobody knows, but here's what the experts are saying. Modest appreciation of around 2.2% is expected statewide in 2026. Now, the 2.2%, in my opinion, is slightly below what we normally would see in a stable, healthy market, which is normally 3 to 4%. So it's a little bit below that. And, think about it. If we would generally say that a market is normally a 3 to 4%, our market, I should say, appreciation, which is slow, steady growth over a period of time, which is very healthy. So 2.2% is a little bit lower, but you're going to balance out some of these parts in Florida that are still, doing very well. Some parts like down south where they have too many products, and so they've had to really do sharp decreases in their pricing. So it kind of balances out to that. So it's really not a crash. It's more of a return to normal market conditions. Now, number three is this. Lakeland in our area is being specifically watched for sure. And here's why. Because there's really 5 Florida markets that are being watched by the experts in a dip in prices. Cape Coral, like I said, down south, Fort Lauderdale, Lakeland, Palm Bay, and West Palm Beach. A lot of it's down south. Lakeland had this major growth spurt right after COVID, 21 and 22, even into 23 a little bit. It was pretty nuts around here. And so, really what we're seeing is a little bit of a correction in prices. And again, we've got people that when they bought in 21 and 22, they bought a home they didn't really love, but there was multiple offers. Cash Cash is king and was king back then. So if you were trying to get a FHA, VA loan, conventionally even, you were getting bumped by cash offers left and right. People weren't doing inspections, no appraisal. So it was a little crazy back then. Again, not balanced, not good, but people bought homes that they're in right now, and they're maybe in at 2.5%, 3% interest rate. They're not moving, partly because they don't want to give up that rate. Partly because they bought higher and they cannot recoup their investment. Now, if you look at the data nationwide, you're going to see that 40% of people that own homes right now are actually mortgage free, which is a crazy stat. So, but that's a side note. But Lakeland is being watched, and here's what I'm saying. And I almost recorded a video on this last night. I look at the MLS hot sheet, which shows me in my area what's active, what's pending, and what's sold. And last night I was looking at the pendings, and I'm going to call it, there was 15 or 20 pendings in our market, and I was looking at days on the market. Here's what I'll tell you: the days in the market on the majority of these homes, I want to say 80%, was very low. 7 days, 17 days, 20 days, 3 days, 10 days. It was still pretty strong. And I looked at those properties, and here's one of the main reasons why. They were priced to sell. They weren't priced under market value. No, they were priced at what a buyer was willing to pay, and they were at market value. That's a good thing. Good job, real estate agent. Good job, seller. You priced your home what somebody is willing to pay for it. That's a good thing. We personally on our team just had a nice, a larger home, luxury home, go under contract within 3 weeks, which is pretty quick still. The average days in the market in our area is around 70 to 75 days, but we're still seeing properties that are not sitting long. Now, the ones that are sitting long, meaning, 80, 100 days, 120 days, it's either they're in a rough location, right? The condition, they need updating, or mainly, number 3, they're overpriced. They started way too high. They're chasing the market down. People can look online and get an idea of what the home is worth, somewhat, and they're not paying that. And they're not going to. So we're seeing some people in Lakeland that are just sitting on their homes, and this is a nationwide thing, thinking they can just throw a price out there, and that's not going to happen right now and probably for their foreseeable future. So we like it when the market balances out. That's a good thing. It's a more balanced, sustained market, okay? Number 4, insurance and interest rates are the real culprits right now. And I would say probably more interest rates. We're seeing, because of the external circumstances right now in the marketplace, rates they're not going up, they're not coming down, they're hovering, as of the recording of this video, in the mid 6s, slightly lower than that. And some people just can't stomach that yet. Some people are just kind of holding off. I totally get it. Don't always agree with all that, because my father used to say, don't wait and buy real estate, buy real estate and wait. It's a good time to buy right now. We're going to talk about that in my last point. Homeowners insurance and, again, interest rates are still something that's just kind of holding people back. So what does that mean? A lot of mortgage experts right now are saying that the rates are going to, maybe toward the end of this year, and we're already kind of creeping there within about 6 months, are going to get a little bit in the lower, closer to that 6%, possibly. Again, nobody knows, okay? This is what a lot of the people that study this data for a living are saying. Hopefully they do. Great. Maybe it'll help some more buyers get in the market. We'll see what happens. And what we're seeing also is homeowners insurance can be tricky in older homes that don't have, good roofs, AC, plumbing, electrical, old water heaters. Those are things that homeowners insurance companies are holding up, and you've got to get repaired or fixed prior to closing. And let me tell you, that's why it's so important to get a 4-point inspection when you get your home inspection. And your local real estate agent will guide you through that process and talk about the importance of looking at the items that you're going to need to have addressed when you purchase a home to get homeowners insurance. So this all kind of goes together with why it's great to have a professional by your side, because we see this every day and this is what we do. So number 5 is this. For buyers, if you're looking to buy, this is good news. This is good news for you right now. The inventory is still slightly growing, a little bit, okay? Prices are stabilizing, which should reduce the intense seller advantages that they've had for a number of years, and it creates more negotiating space for you as a home buyer. So what does that mean? You're able to get the seller to pay for some of your closing costs now. We see people asking for closing costs greater than the average what they would need for their type of loan and purchase price, and what they're doing is they're having the lender buy down the interest rate, right, to give them a lower rate. So if your closing cost would be typically $10,000 on, again, very generally speaking, on a $400,000 home, say your closing costs are 10 grand. They may be asking for 13,000 closing costs. Why? They're buying down that interest rate with an extra 3 grand to get them, from a 6.25 to a, again, just 5.99, 5.75, whatever that looks like. They're increasing the closing costs, and the sellers are more flexible in doing that because they're sitting on their home longer. They probably overpriced it, or it needs updating that nobody's willing to do. So these are everyday scenarios that we are seeing. So this is good for you, right? In many cases, there's less offers flying around on some of these inventories, so puts you in a better position to get a deal. So, that is a good thing. It really is a good time to buy right now, especially if you've been sitting on the sidelines. Hey, don't sit around and wait. The world is not doomed. The sky is not falling. The market is not crashing. It's always a supply-demand type thing. There's plenty of people moving into our area all the time. Talk to relocation people, doctors, lawyers, people moving to work for different companies here in Polk County, you name it, all the time. And there's always people that are going through circumstances and moving up north or relocating for whatever number of reasons. So I hope this video has helped you know a little bit about the market, what's going on. Here's the thing, all the drama people, sorry, it's not crashing. Things are kind of stabilizing right now and they're going pretty normal, okay? So, hey, here's what I really want to tell you today is that if you're looking for a professional real estate agent, I would love to help you. We have a small team right here in Central Florida in Lakeland, and we service all of Central Florida. We would love to help you. Click my number below, call, text me, let's have a conversation. Check out the website if you want to look at some of our listings and what's going on in the local market here. And let's talk about your situation, really how I can serve you the best. Hope you have a great day. God bless.